Okay, welcome to the call, everybody. This is Kim Klima, Director of Volunteer Support and Services, here to facilitate this exciting touch-base moment for you on the Customer Engagement Initiative. And this is a new volunteer systems project that we're a part of, and we're really excited to share this information with you today. Before we get started, I'd like to give you just a brief introduction on the technology that we're using today, which is GoToWebinar technology. And so you should see a control panel in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And on this panel, you'll notice a few things. You can see who's on the call with us today. You should also be able to see a question log, so at any time throughout our session you can type a question or a comment into the log and I'll respond to those as quickly as I can. And lastly, when it's time to take questions out loud, you can actually raise your virtual hand, and you do this by clicking the hand raising icon on your control panel. It looks like a round blue button with a yellow hand inside. When you click it, it's going to raise your virtual hand, and then I'll be able to unmute your line. So feel free to do that at any point if you have a question. It's a really small group today, so not a problem to pipe in and ask your question whenever you would like to do that. We are recording our conversation today, so I'm going to be able to share this on our website for others who weren't able to make it to the live session, but still they'll be able to benefit from listening to the recording. This is a very exciting time for us, and we want to make sure to bring everybody up to speed on what's going on. You may or may not have already heard a lot about the K-5 CEI, as we're affectionately calling it. And so thank you for calling in. So again, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Kim. I am the Director of Volunteer Support and Services. And so our team, the Volunteer Support and Services team, includes recruitment and troop support, our community membership executives, and that sort of service is what we offer, you know, being available to support you out there with all the work that you're doing. So I'm honored to be here and be able to share this with you today. So what we have is just a few-minute presentation. It's a real quick overview from start to finish. And like I said, feel free to ask your questions. I'll also be able to email you, if you're registered for the call, some handouts that will have some links in them, and you can circle back to this information at your own convenience. Click on the links and watch some of the videos. They're really, really short and helpful. So in about 3 minutes, they explain a lot, and I really encourage you to do that. So by now, I'm hoping that you've at least heard about the improvements that we're working on through the K-5 Customer Engagement Initiative. But just in case you haven't, we're just going to take the time to do this short review. So, you've all heard the old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Sure we have. So it makes sense that the first thing we need to do is identify what we want to be different. What is happening now that we just can't allow to keep happening? Well, we'll take a couple minutes to identify those things, and I'm sure you'll all agree that we need to make a change. Here's the thing, you can't reach second base without leaving first base. So being different does require change, and with change is risk. So we really do have to examine the current state and be sure that we want to be better, to be different, and agree that something is broken. In 2013, GSNEO participated in the strategic learning process to determine our top 10 priorities. And the results were really clear. Our customer experience isn't meeting expectations. And as a result, recruiting and retaining girl and adult members has been getting more difficult. For the first time, we began experiencing dips in kindergarten through 5th grade membership. On the national level, for about a decade, Girl Scouting has been experiencing a membership decline overall. And to make matters worse, it was really an issue with our K-5 base. This is our core business. The research conducted by GSUSA resulted in the following key themes. How we recruit and place girls and volunteers in troops is not welcoming. Our process is confusing. The research shows a lack of understanding about who we are and what girls do in Girl Scouting. I'm sure you've all heard somebody say, I didn't know Girl Scouts did that. We are known for being way too onerous of volunteer time, right? It's just 1 hour a week, right? So it's kind of a standing joke even. And the whole process is way too time consuming and information is very confusing. So, as we discussed, in order to change things, we need to do things differently. In other words, we can't keep doing things the same way and hope for different outcomes. It's time to make a significant change. So what are we going to do? Well, about a year ago, GSNEO was selected to be a pilot council on a national level partnership with GSUSA to restructure delivery systems and services. We're calling this pilot the K-5 Customer Engagement Initiative, or K-5 CEI. The mission of the K-5 CEI is to provide a quality, customer-centric, and consistent experience resulting in girl and volunteer membership growth. The K-5 CEI will create a movement-wide solution supported by people, processes, and technology to ensure that volunteers and parents, caregivers, have a great experience from the moment they engage with Girl Scouts. GSNEO is leading the way with a handful of other councils around the country. Our local team has been working on this project, preparing the data and the business processes for about a year now. Here's what some of the project team members have to say about it. So that's what's in this video. You'll hear, when I send this back out to you, you'll be able to click the links and watch the video and see what some of the team members have to say. I'm not going to play it on the webinar because it doesn't come across very well, but I will be able to send the link to you after the call. What you'll hear when you watch the videos is that there's a lot of excitement. But what exactly is it? What is it? We know we need it and it's exciting, but what is it? So the K-5 CEI is a multifaceted project which utilizes Salesforce technology, a new mobile volunteer toolkit, and have you seen our newly updated website? It will provide accessibility that our members demand. So it's multifaceted. Sometime this spring, GSNEO will go live on a new system. This will improve the process of becoming a member for the first time. An online catalog will allow families to see the available troops so they can make a selection. Prospective volunteers will also be able to choose a volunteer role easily. The system will provide a seamless and self-directed online process that will help them choose the opportunity, become a member, and allow volunteers to complete a background check. The volunteer system will also allow members to renew with ease. No more clunky, difficult e-membership. Hip, hip, hooray! Online renewal should be simple and painless. So we are hoping that our system will go live before early bird spring renewal this year. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We will know for sure soon. Here's a quick look at the operating model. Our staffing model will be aligned to support this model. There is a brand new recruitment staff team. It's comprised of two groups, an externally focused team focused on building awareness and interest in Girl Scouting, and an internally focused team focused on helping new members join and find the right opportunities. This, of course, will complement, not replace, the local recruitment efforts of the volunteer teams in each community. The volunteers within a service unit are the best and most effective form of volunteer and girl recruitment there is. Nothing attracts new members to the organization better than the amazing existing volunteers and girls who already belong. So thank you to everyone who helps continue to make Girl Scouting the best leadership organization ever known to girls. Naturally, the recruitment team also works closely with the marketing and communication and volunteer services teams. Our GSNEO team also partners with GSUSA, and here's an example. GSUSA launched a volunteer recruitment effort for the months of January and February on social media. What they discovered is that during cookie season, lots of people express an interest in volunteering. So this year they've added some targeted Facebook ads, increased visibility by using Volunteer Match on LinkedIn, and they've integrated Join and Volunteer on the girlscoutcookies.org website. On a more local front, beginning this February, the GSNEO Marketing and Communications Department, along with the Volunteer Support and Services team, will be rolling out an improved toolkit for DAISY recruitment, including flyers, posters, direct mail pieces, social media, advertising, and e-news messages. Our new model supports DAISY recruitment because we form troops first, then we work to fill the troops, and that will require teamwork and trust. We are excited to get even more girls started as daisies this year. The Welcome to DAISY program introduces girls in kindergarten and first grade to Girl Scouts through a variety of fun activities that can be completed at home over the summer, and it's aligned with our national program. To make her experience as a new DAISY extra special, she'll get the Welcome to DAISY activity guide and a whole lot more. She'll get a fun patch, a certificate to hang on the refrigerator, a council shop discount, and free admission to the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo in September. Plus, she'll laugh, she'll explore, and she'll make memories with friends that she just might have forever. So this whole Welcome to DAISY program is very low cost at $25. It also covers the cost of the official membership through September 2016. So if you did the math, you know that just the membership alone would by itself is $30. And so if they become a DAISY through Welcome to DAISY Girl Scouts, instead of $30, they pay $25, plus they get a whole lot more. So help us spread the word and grow daisies now more than ever. So let's talk a little bit about the service delivery phase of the operating model. In the service delivery phase is a team of community membership executives. We call them CMEs for short. They will continue to work in partnership with the volunteers to support our 132 service units, 2,600 plus troops, and 45,000 plus members in the field. We should be proud of our council because we are rooted in a strong volunteer-led service unit culture. Volunteers are highly valued and connected to the mission here. As part of aligning to this model, you can also expect to see enhancements to how volunteer training happens at the local level. Volunteer and staff teams are partnering up to make sure that the right support and training is available when needed. As part of this support is also the introduction of a brand new digital toolkit. So as newly appointed volunteers move into the service delivery phase of the operating model, the volunteer toolkit is introduced as a primary support resource for their work with the girls. The volunteer toolkit is a comprehensive digital tool accessible via the web platform on your home computer, your smartphone, your tablet. Authenticated volunteers who have been converted through volunteer systems will have access to the VTK using their login credentials. So, how do I get started with the troop? What do I do with girls? How do I plan a meeting? The VTK answers these questions and a host of others common among new Girl Scout troop leaders. It features things like a year plan and a meeting plan, and the robust search capability and resources are just 3 examples of the VTK's power. Like any new product in development, additional features will be launched throughout the year and into the 15 and 16 years. And once we've accounted for customer satisfaction, we'll be able to assess ongoing volunteer needs. So when you get the email from me, you'll be able to click this link at the bottom of the screen here, and you'll be able to watch this video, which will walk you through what the volunteer toolkit looks like and how you might be able to use it. Okay, and now, as if all of that wasn't enough, a lot of changes here and a lot of improvements. We've heard you loud and clear. GSNEO is also introducing a new customer care team. Customer care specialists will staff a brand new help desk. The help desk serves as the first line of contact for volunteers and members. Whether you call the office on the phone, send an email to customer care, or walk into a service center, there will be staff to greet you and to help you. And they will be referring to a solutions bank, which is located in a database that it's cloud-based. Some of you may be familiar with what that means. More in-depth needs are going to be referred to subject matter specialists, but we know that a lot of your questions will be answered right away at that first contact. A customer care team member will be located in each of the GSNEO Service Center locations, and the team's goal is to provide consistent and timely solutions to our members, volunteers, parents, and community partners. This knowledgeable team will be available to receive requests, like I said, on the phone, email, or website, and in person. And they will be utilizing the solution library to resolve 80% of the inquiries during that initial contact. GSNEO staff have been working on building the solutions library. It is a place that we have captured answers or solutions for all the frequently asked questions we receive as an organization. So when an inquiry or question comes into GSNEO, the customer care team member that receives the question is able to search the solutions library to find the best solution and answer the customer's question right away. So here's just a few examples on the screen of some of the solutions that we've created, some of the questions that we've created solutions for. Like, where do the badges go, and how do I donate something to the GSNEO Museum? And what are appropriate fundraising activities for my troop to participate in? Or how and when do I turn my form into for Super Troop? And what is my ACH PIN number? So those are just a few. There's a couple hundred questions in the Solutions Bank already, and it's building every day. So the next time you have a Girl Scout question, contact GSNEO and let customer care assist you. If we're unable to answer the question, then we'll connect you with the staff member who can. And then once we identify the solution, we'll add it to the cloud and into the bank, and we'll have even more solutions ready for the next time. So that's a lot of really great information. Hopefully you think so too. I don't see any questions or comments in our question log at this point, but certainly now would be a good time to ask if you have any questions. And again, you can do that by raising your virtual hand, and I will unmute your line, or you can type a question in the question log. Okay, seeing none, I'm just going to really quick wrap up with a bird's eye view of the new volunteer system. So you get a sneak preview, and you're actually one of the first groups that get to see this information. And so you got lucky by calling in today, because we've just now been able to share what this actually will look like. So when a parent goes to register their girl or get a girl started in Girl Scouting, this is the first place she's going to come. And you can see that across the top of the screen are all the steps that need to be completed to get the girl involved. It's very easy to find, and it's very easy to figure out what you need to be doing as a parent. So I'm going to go ahead and create a girl. My daughter is Kelsey. and I'm going to put in my home zip code. And although Kelsey is a grown adult now, I'm going to pretend like she still attends Pine Elementary School. So you can see from the list below that it has to be a school that actually exists in the system. I'm going to change my zip code here just because we're going to use a school that I've already used before. The system that you're actually looking at on your screen right now is a test system. It's not the real one. So there's a list of schools that will be in the system that's really, really long and will include a whole bunch more schools. But in the test environment, I kind of have to choose things that I know are in there. So my daughter will be entering in the grade 4 this year. I'm going to pretend. And then I'll put my name in here as the parent. And I will also add my email address, which is required. And then, of course, just like any other system, you have to make sure that you verify and confirm your email address. I will put in a pretend phone number. And then the question is, which, by the way, these stars indicate that everything is required. But then the question is event code. So I might have an event code because I got a flyer to join Girl Scouts, and on the flyer there was an event code. But I might not have one, and then I would click this. I do not have an event code. In which case it will ask me another question. Well, then how did you hear about us? So I can pick any of these ways or other. And I'm going to pretend like another Girl Scout told me. Once I click enter, it will be processing, and you can see I now moved over to step number 2. Very self-explanatory. And what this says here is, what are you interested in? At Girl Scouts, the possibilities to have fun and do big things are endless. Search opportunities for fun by age and location, or enter a specific troop or group number below. Have a question or need more information? Simply click on the title of the opportunity you'd like to know more about. If you're not certain what opportunity you'd like to choose, then select Unsure and let us know if you have questions. A staff member will reach out to you soon. So as a parent, I can search for an opportunity by either entering a troop number if I already know one, or I can search by zip code, which the system already filled in my zip code for me. And let's say that I don't really mind driving a little bit further. I'm going to increase the radius around my zip code to 10 miles. And it already knows that I'll be entering the 4th grade, so it populated that for me. And then I'm going to hit search. So we're still in the get involved place. We still have the same note up here that we saw before, but what happens down below is it's going to show me all the opportunities within a 10-mile radius of my zip code. If I didn't feel like that was enough opportunities to choose from, I can go back up here and increase the radius on my opportunity search. If I increase that to 20 miles, I can get a whole lot more information about opportunities for my daughter. So it will tell me how far this is from my zip code, the title of the opportunity, the grade that it serves, the location where the opportunity happens, and then how many days, the start time, openings remaining for that opportunity, the troop number, and the volunteers needed. Here's a troop, troop 44444. Obviously, this is a fake troop number. Let's say that I wanted to get more information about this. Click on that link, and it's going to tell me. This is a troop that serves kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. And this troop meets in the Chippewa Lake area and is open to girls in elementary school. So there's an opportunity there for me that I want to take advantage of. I would click that, and it's going to put it up here in my selection. I can see that it meets near Chippewa Lake bi-weekly. It already started. It has 18 openings left, and it still needs 10 volunteers. Now I pressed enter. I picked that solution, and I have now moved to the join phase. You can see that it brought over the information it already knows, Kelsey, Klima, and here's where I get to buy my membership. Because the troop already started, I want to be valid during this time frame, so I'm going to choose that membership year. And then I'm going to say that Kelsey is under the custodial care of her parent, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my address, which I'm going to use a fake address, although it has to be a real address because the computer will be able to tell me if it's real or not. So I select the address and it fills in everything it needed to. It verifies that it's a correct address. You can see it's verified. I do have to enter the county or it won't work. It also populated my information as her parent caregiver as the primary, and I go through and make sure all the red stars have answers by them, and I'm going to use the same address as the girl. Over here, I'm already opted into emails, but I can also opt into text if I want to. And then I read through here, and it's set, and there's a red star there, meaning I have to check this box, which is to accept the Girl Scout Promise and Law. And then I can go in and enter my credit card information. People can also pay by cash, check, or request financial assistance. Oh, sorry, date of birth is required. That's why it wasn't moving. You can see that it's processing. On the very next page, we're still in this join phase. It will tell us to go ahead and pay for the membership. Invest in a girl and you can change the world. You can make a lasting impact on more girls. Add a tax-deductible donation to your purchase today. Donations from friends like you provide wow experiences to thousands of girls throughout our council. Your gift offsets program expenses, subsidizes girls' experiences at camp, and provides financial assistance so that any girl can join in on the fun. A gift of, and it gives some suggestions, and then it can ask me if I want to donate one of these incremental amounts or another amount, or I can say not at this time. So the only thing that I'm buying right now is this membership for $15. I'm going to click same as mailing address to populate all the credentials that I need. And then I would enter my credit card information. Don't be startled, that's a fake credit card number that we got with the system in order to test it. So the card will not work anywhere other than in this particular test. We're going to have the expiration date of, we're going to see if this works. We'll put in 5/2020 and the pretend security code and click processing. Okay, so now you can see that it says here it's just confirmation. This is what I'm buying. Yes, process charges. The next screen is pretty exciting. Oh, not the next screen. This isn't all that exciting, actually. I can choose my race, move that over, and choose my ethnicity. I can also choose not to share in either case, and I can choose multiples if I want. And as a girl, I'm going to put in 3 years because Kelsey was a Girl Scout for 3 years previous to this. Welcome to Girl Scouts. Thank you for registering. Look out for an email with more details about the opportunity you selected. So there's an email that's gone out, and in that email to Mom, it will explain that Kelsey's been placed in this troop, but there's still more help that's needed to get this troop started because we need some more volunteers. And in order for the troop to get started, there has to be the minimum of 2 direct primary volunteers. And if those two people are not already in place, then the email will let the parent know that that is going to hold them up until such a time that we get the volunteers selected. And then an internal process will help nurture that along. In the meantime, it says, let your friends know how you signed up and ask them to join the fun with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're here to help. And the contact information is also in the email that went out. Now, as a parent, I can also say, well, I'd like to become a volunteer, in which case the system will take me right over to the adult version of the volunteer system. So now you can see that there's more than 3 steps because adults have an additional approval step and a welcome step for new volunteers. But you can see that it already knows me because I came over from the girl page. So it populated my name and my address, phone number, and zip code. And again, I don't have an event code, so I'm just going to let it know that I heard from another Girl Scout. And this box says, I am currently not interested in viewing volunteer opportunities. I would like to only register as an adult member. So I do have the option to just become a member and not become a volunteer. But I'm not going to check that box because I love volunteering with the Girl Scouts. Thank you for your interest in volunteering with us. We're excited for you to start. Here's how it will work. First, you'll select a role that's right for you. Next, you'll register with Girl Scouts as an adult member. After that, you'll undergo a simple background check. Finally, we'll tell you more about Girl Scouts and help you get started. If you have any questions or need more information at any point in this process, please let us know. We're here to help. Ready to choose your role? Click below to get started. Search roles. So again, in the Get Involved section, I'm going to select a volunteer role. Just like the girl, I'm going to select a 10-mile radius and hit search. The other option that I would have is to put in Kelsey's exact troop, because I could say that I definitely want to help in my daughter's troop, right? Whoops, we got to clear the selection first. Okay, well, this is telling me that there were no volunteer roles in that particular troop. I'm pretty sure that's the troop number that I selected, but again, in the test system, I might just want to go ahead and put my zip code in. Okay, so you can see as an adult, there's a whole lot of opportunities that I can choose with several pages as well. I'm going to broaden my search. You can see now I have lots of pages. I'm looking for something in Kelsey's troop, which probably is in here since I put the troop number in and it didn't show up. And I might have just chosen a bad example in the girl side of things. But in any case, let's say that I wanted to be a helping hands volunteer for a kindergarten troop. And I could see that they still need 1 volunteer, and they meet on bi-weeklies on Thursdays near Hilliard Elementary School. That works for me really, really well. So I'm going to click on here and see what a troop program guide is. And it says, Girl Scout leaders build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place by helping girls discover themselves, by guiding and partnering with them as they take action using what they have learned. The Troop Program Guide will guide girls through the Discover, Connect, Take Action goals, outcomes of the Girl Scout leadership experience. That sounds terrific. I definitely want to do that. I'm going to click that selection and hit Next. And so then it's going to go through and ask me to purchase my membership, which now also includes a lifetime membership option. And it's going to ask me to select my date of birth, which is obviously well before 2015, and I'll just make up a year here. And then I didn't bring over my address, so I guess I'll have to do that myself. Looks like I probably need to use, oh, I spelled it wrong. No, let's put, oh, I still spelled it wrong. Okay, stop laughing at me. There we go. So even though I didn't mean to spell it wrong, you can see how this is going to help us make sure that we have good data in the system, right? And also you can see how easy it is to make a mistake. So it's a good thing it's checking for us. So automatically it's selected that Girl Scouts reserves the right to send emails and promotional email. I can also choose to receive information or marketing text messages. By law, we can't make people opt out. We have to make people opt in to text messaging, which is why it doesn't default to the check mark there. And when participating in Girl Scout activities, I, or the person I am registering, give consent to be interviewed, photographed. So this is the photo release. Acceptance, the promise, and the law. I have to accept that before I can move on. And then I also have options on how I want to pay, just like the girl. So once I hit processing, it would then take me to the next screen, which would allow me to put in my payment information. And if I was to go ahead and complete that payment information and hit enter, I would then be moved over to the Get Approved section, which is where I would put in my information to get my background check. And once that's complete, it would then take me to a welcoming, which is a really short video. It's about 2 to 3 minutes long, and it's an adorable video welcoming new volunteers into the organization. So you may have some questions. Hopefully you would agree with me that this is much more user-friendly than the process that we have now, which is very complicated. I am not able to demonstrate for you what troop renewals look like at this time, but I hope to be able to do that real soon. As we know, early bird renewal is upon us. But my question for you is, what questions do you have for me? Any comments or questions at all? I think that there was a question here from Susan. When is the volunteer toolkit going to be up and running? So we don't have a go live date on our toolkit yet, but we are hoping that this will be before our next program year and probably a lot sooner. And as soon as we know, we'll make sure everybody is told. We're not sure yet. But we do have the new website up and running, which was the big part, because the toolkit runs on the website. So that was in preparation of getting the new toolkit for you. Any other questions at all? All right, well, like I said, I will be posting this recording on our website so that you can re-listen to it, share it with other people, encourage people to come to the website and listen to it. And also I'll send you an overarching document with a bunch of links to videos where you can watch these short videos. They're pretty amazing. So thanks for calling in today at noon. I know that's not always easy, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks. Bye, everybody.